Let me ask you something. What if I told you that the way you spend the first 20 minutes of your morning after the age of 65 could add not just years, but good, healthy years to your life? Most people think longevity is all about complicated diets or hours in the gym, but the truth is much simpler. Your morning routine sets the tone for everything, and today I'm going to walk you through a simple, powerful way to start your day that could literally change the way you age. So, picture this: you wake up, the first thing you do is sit up slowly, take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. That tells your body we're awake, we're alive, we're ready. Right after that, grab a glass of water. Hydration is like oil for your engine, especially as we get older when the feeling of thirst isn't as strong. This single step wakes up your metabolism and lubricates your joints before you even move. Now, here's where the magic happens. Spend just 5 minutes doing gentle stretches. Roll your shoulders, reach your arms overhead, move your ankles in circles, open up the hips. Nothing intense, nothing that feels forced, just enough to get blood flowing to every corner of your body. Think of it like turning the lights on in every room of your house. After that, take a short walk, even if it's just around your living room or backyard. Walking first thing in the morning is one of the most underrated tools for longevity. It improves balance, strengthens your legs, and tells your brain to stay sharp. And the best part, it doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes or 10. The key is that you're moving consistently every single morning. Finally, finish with gratitude. Say one thing out loud that you're thankful for. It might sound simple, but studies show that gratitude actually lowers stress and inflammation, which means a healthier heart and a calmer mind. So here's the deal: breathe, hydrate, stretch, walk, give thanks. Do that every morning after 65, and you'll be amazed how much more energy, clarity, and strength you carry into your day. It's not about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years. And if you're ready to start tomorrow morning, drop a yes in the comments so I know you're with me. Energy and longevity after 65 come down to more than just exercise or nutrition. It's about how you create daily rhythms that keep your body strong and your mind clear. When you wake up with energy, you carry that vitality into every part of your day, and over time, those small choices add up to a healthier, longer life. Many people believe that aging naturally means slowing down, feeling tired all the time, or losing independence, but that doesn't have to be the story. Science shows that even after 65, your body is capable of generating new energy, building resilience, and maintaining a strong immune system if you consistently nurture it. The key is to start the morning with simple habits that activate both the body and brain in gentle but powerful ways. One of the biggest reasons energy tends to dip as we get older is a natural decline in muscle mass and circulation. Muscles act as engines in the body, burning fuel and producing strength. When you lose them, your metabolism slows down and fatigue becomes more common. By doing light movements in the morning, stretching, walking, even simple body weight exercises, you wake up your muscles, get your heart pumping, and set your metabolism into gear. This means you'll feel more alert, more capable, and more energized for the tasks ahead. What's more, regular movement first thing in the day can improve balance and coordination, both of which are critical for maintaining independence and preventing falls as you age. Energy is not just physical, it's mental as well. Longevity doesn't come from simply surviving longer, it comes from thriving with a sharp mind and emotional resilience. Morning practices like mindful breathing, gratitude, or light meditation are proven to boost mood, lower stress hormones, and increase mental clarity. Stress is one of the hidden enemies of longevity, draining energy and silently damaging the heart and immune system. By grounding yourself each morning with intentional calm, you protect your body from unnecessary wear and tear. This not only makes you feel more energized throughout the day, but also strengthens the systems that allow you to live longer and healthier. Another overlooked element is hydration. As we age, the sensation of thirst becomes weaker, which means many older adults start the day already dehydrated without realizing it. Dehydration can lead to fatigue, headaches, muscle weakness, and even confusion. Something as simple as drinking a glass of water before anything else can dramatically improve energy levels. It supports digestion, circulation, and joint function, all of which are essential for an active lifestyle. Over time, this habit alone can reduce the risk of chronic conditions that sap vitality and shorten lifespan. Longevity is built on consistency, not intensity. You don't need to push your body to exhaustion or adopt extreme diets to gain energy in years. What you need is a repeatable routine that tells your body every morning it's time to wake up, move, and thrive. Even 10 to 15 minutes of intentional activity, hydration, and mindfulness can reset your energy system and slow down the aging process at a cellular level. Studies show that people who maintain light but daily physical activity and positive mental habits well into their 70s, 80s, and 90s often experience fewer illnesses, greater independence, and a much higher quality of life than those who do not. By focusing on energy, you're not just looking for a quick boost to get through the day. You're building a foundation of strength and resilience that supports every system in your body. That foundation, repeated each morning, is what ultimately leads to longevity, not just more years, but more years lived with purpose, vitality, and joy. Simplicity and accessibility are the keys to building a morning routine that truly lasts after 65. The biggest mistake people make when they think about fitness or healthy living is overcomplicating it, thinking it requires a gym membership, expensive supplements, or hours of intense exercise. In reality, the best routines for longevity are often the simplest ones, and they are accessible to anyone, no matter their fitness level, budget, or schedule. When a routine is simple, it becomes sustainable, and sustainability is what makes the difference between short-term effort and long-term results. As we get older, the body doesn't respond well to extremes. Overly intense workouts can cause injury, and complicated regimens are often abandoned because they feel overwhelming. Simplicity allows you to focus on what really matters: consistency. A morning routine that's accessible doesn't require fancy equipment or complicated steps. It can be as straightforward as stretching in bed, drinking water, walking for 5 minutes, and practicing a short breathing exercise. These actions don't cost anything, they don't demand special training, and they can be adjusted to your own ability level. That's the beauty of accessibility. It means the routine meets you where you are, instead of expecting you to rise to unrealistic demands. Accessibility also removes excuses. When something feels too hard or too time-consuming, it's easy to put it off for another day. But when the routine is built around easy, approachable habits, it feels doable, and you're far more likely to follow through every morning. For example, if you can't go for a long walk, simply walking around your home or standing to march in place for a few minutes provides many of the same benefits. If mobility is limited, gentle chair stretches or seated breathing exercises are just as effective for activating the body and mind. The point isn't perfection, it's participation. Simplicity also applies to mindset. Instead of focusing on complex goals like losing a specific amount of weight or trying to master difficult exercises, the focus is on feeling better each day. When the goal is accessible, like drinking water first thing in the morning or taking 10 deep breaths, you experience quick wins that build confidence. This sense of achievement fuels motivation, which is one of the most important factors for staying consistent. The easier the steps are, the more likely they are to become second nature. Another aspect of accessibility is adaptability. A good routine should be flexible enough to work in any situation. You don't need to rely on being in a gym or having specific equipment. The core of a simple morning routine can be done at home, in a small space, even while traveling. This ensures that the habits are never interrupted by changes in environment or circumstances. Accessibility means you're not dependent on ideal conditions. You can always take action, no matter where you are. Finally, simplicity helps you focus on the essentials that matter most. At its core, a morning routine after 65 is about hydration, movement, breathing, and mindset. Stripping away everything unnecessary allows you to devote energy to these vital areas without distraction. It keeps the routine manageable and enjoyable, turning it into something you look forward to rather than something that feels like a chore. When health practices are simple and accessible, they become woven into your life seamlessly. And that's what creates lasting impact over time. The mind-body connection becomes even more important as we move beyond 65, because it's not just about keeping the body active or the mind sharp in isolation. It's about how the two influence and strengthen one another. Every thought, every feeling, and every physical action communicates back and forth between the brain and the body. This loop can either create energy, vitality, and resilience, or it can feed stress, fatigue, and decline. Understanding and nurturing this connection in the morning can set the stage for not only how the rest of the day unfolds, but also how gracefully you continue to age. When you first wake up, your body is in a delicate transition state. The brain shifts from rest to alertness, your muscles are stiff from stillness, and your breathing may be shallow. By intentionally aligning your thoughts and movements, you bridge that transition smoothly. Something as simple as mindful breathing, focusing on slow inhales and longer exhales, signals to your nervous system that the day is starting in a state of calm, not chaos. This reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that can drain energy, weaken immunity, and accelerate aging. That single act of connecting the mind with the breath primes the entire body to move with more ease and stability. Gentle movement with awareness is another way the mind and body communicate powerfully. Stretching without rushing, walking with intention, or practicing light balance exercises engages both your muscles and your brain. Each time you focus on how your body feels in motion, you stimulate pathways in the brain responsible for coordination, memory, and focus. For older adults, this is especially important because it helps maintain neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt, learn, and grow new connections, even late in life. Studies consistently show that people who combine physical movement with mental engagement, such as Tai Chi or mindful walking, experience lower risks of cognitive decline and enjoy stronger emotional health. The connection also extends to emotions. The thoughts you entertain first thing in the morning have a measurable impact on your body. Gratitude, for example, doesn't just make you feel good emotionally. It lowers blood pressure, steadies the heartbeat, and reduces inflammation in the body. Likewise, carrying stress or frustration into the morning can create tension in muscles, shallow breathing, and digestive issues that linger throughout the day. By taking even a minute to align your mental state with your physical body, through affirmations, gentle smiles, or simply noticing how you feel, you give yourself a powerful advantage in maintaining balance and energy. The mind-body connection also reinforces resilience. As people age, challenges like pain, stiffness, or slower movement can sometimes feel discouraging. But when you train the mind to approach the body with kindness and patience, you strengthen your ability to adapt rather than withdraw. That adaptability is a cornerstone of longevity because it allows you to stay active and engaged even when things don't feel perfect. Each morning becomes an opportunity to practice harmony between thought and action, between awareness and movement, and this harmony has a compounding effect that grows stronger with consistency. By honoring this connection every morning through breathing, mindful movement, gratitude, and awareness, you activate systems in the body that keep you healthier for longer while also cultivating a sharper, calmer, and more positive mindset that supports every stage of life. Consistency over intensity is the principle that truly sustains health, energy, and longevity, especially after 65. Many people assume that more effort, harder workouts, or stricter routines lead to better results, but in reality, the body thrives on steady, repeatable actions that can be maintained day after day. Intensity may bring quick results in the short term, but consistency is what transforms those results into a lifestyle that supports you for decades. When it comes to morning routines, the most important factor isn't how much you do at once, but how often you show up for yourself. As we age, the body becomes less forgiving of extremes. Intense exercise without proper preparation can lead to injuries, exhaustion, or discouragement. The nervous system, joints, and muscles respond better to gradual, steady stimulation rather than being shocked with sudden bursts of activity. Consistency allows your body to adapt naturally over time, building strength, flexibility, and endurance in a way that feels sustainable. For example, walking 10 minutes every morning will bring more long-term benefits than walking an hour once a week. That daily repetition reinforces balance, improves circulation, and strengthens the heart, all while reducing the risk of setbacks that come from overexertion. Consistency is also what builds habits, and habits are the foundation of longevity. When you repeat a small action every morning, it eventually becomes automatic, requiring little mental effort to maintain. This is crucial because willpower and motivation can fluctuate, but habits are reliable. Drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning, stretching for 5 minutes, or practicing slow breathing are simple enough to repeat daily, and over time, these actions compound to create noticeable improvements in energy, mood, and physical resilience. Intensity, on the other hand, often depends on motivation, which can fade, leaving gaps in your routine that weaken progress. The beauty of consistency is that it builds confidence. Each time you complete a small part of your morning routine, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of taking care of yourself. This sense of self-efficacy is powerful for overall well-being because it translates into other areas of life, making healthier food choices, staying socially active, or continuing to learn new skills. Consistency creates momentum, and momentum carries you forward with less effort. Intensity can feel like a sprint that quickly runs out of steam, but consistency is the steady walk that gets you further in the end. Another benefit of focusing on consistency is that it respects the natural aging process. The body changes after 65, but that doesn't mean it stops responding to care and activity. By showing up every day with gentle, repeatable habits, you maintain strength without putting unnecessary strain on your system. It's not about pushing harder, but about creating a rhythm your body can trust. Over time, these steady inputs accumulate, protecting your heart, supporting your joints, and keeping your mind sharp. Consistency also makes the process enjoyable, because it removes pressure to achieve extreme results and instead focuses on progress that feels achievable and rewarding.